My name is Charlie McGrath. I'm the founder of WideAwakeNews.com and a host on the Rinse Radio Network. President Eisenhower, 1961, warned the American people, beware of the military-industrial complex. Now, if you say that in today's age, you have the mainstream media owned by a handful of corporations that has that term tantamount to being a conspiratorial, tinfoil hat wearing nut job if you say military-industrial complex. But the fact of the matter is, the man who said it knew a little something about the military. President Eisenhower, former General Eisenhower, architect of the invasion of Europe, quite possibly the reason we won World War II. After seeing the trials and tribulations of war, after sitting in the presidency and seeing the attempt by the military-industrial complex to blossom and grow, warned the American people, beware of this, it's coming. Well, it's more than just arrived, right? We've had a decade of the Patriot Act being enforced in this country. Not only do we have the military-industrial complex spread across this planet, hundreds of bases in hundreds of countries, we have the security industrial complex. You can't get on a plane without passing in front of part of the security industrial complex. Now we have the cybersecurity industrial complex blossoming in this country. Today, Sean Henry, top cyber cop over at the FBI, announced he was leaving. But before he did, he had to issue a governed by crisis terror warning on the internet. Now, we've seen SOPA, PIPA come and go. Why did it go? Why did this get beat? How did this not get shoved through Congress like we've seen so many other pieces of legislation? Real simple. The free flow of information on the internet. This is what caused these bills to fail. Now we have the top cyber cop leaving, issuing a crisis warning that we're losing the battle in cyberspace and we need to step up our security. And he's leaving to go to work for a cyber security firm, a private cyber security firm. It's not the first time we've seen Washington, D.C., people that live in the Beltway turn in that career for a very lucrative career in the private sector. We borrow 40 cents of every dollar to fund the military industrial complex. We borrow 40 cents of every dollar to fund the security industrial complex and the cyber security industrial complex. If we look at 3 of the top 10 military corporations in this country, Lockheed Martin, $35.7 billion in sales, military sales, in 2010. It's tantamount to $272,000 per person they employ. If we look at Raytheon, $23 billion in 2010. It's equal to $534,000 per job, per person they employ. And if we look at Oshkosh, number 9 on the list, $7 billion, 2010, $600,000 per employee in order for this security industrial complex to blossom. Now, please keep in mind, we are not fighting a country that we can invade, defeat, plant our flag, accept to surrender. We have this military security, cybersecurity industrial complex all blossoming on what? Fear. Nothing but fear. But the people are starting to wake up in this country. The people are starting to say enough is enough in this country. That is why the last statistic I'm going to give you is the most terrifying. 450 million. This is the number of rounds the Department of Homeland Security just ordered from ATK, an ammunition supplier. And they're not just any rounds. They're 40 caliber HST rounds, which they claim has optimum penetration for terminal performance. The military-industrial complex has risen, just like President Eisenhower has warned. We're borrowing from all around the planet to fund it, and we're borrowing from our future. We've traded liberty for security, and we will get and deserve neither. Stories are attached. That's all I got.